Yo,
How are we doing tonight, y'all? Even though
what's
it's
up?
early afternoon.
Yeah, good
Well,
evening.
we are here for the Beans ranking tier list for 11.4. We've had a good season so far. I'm ready to dive right into it. How are you doing, Mart?
Dude, I'm ready. I love doing these. These are fun.
Ninja in the chat saying I'm loud AF. I'm just gonna ignore her because I can't believe anything she says.
Yeah, that's fine. We can get rid of that. I'll delete that comment.
I mean, right off the bat, we always do this in alphabetical. We start off with good old Ant-Man. Ant-Man's
Yep.
been around the server for a long time, but he's really been making a presence, no, for sure lately. He has been hardcore cooking in just about every game I've seen him play in.
Oh, not Lolo. Already trashing me in the beginning,
Let's
dude.
go.
Oh my god. Yeah, Ant-Man has definitely been a shocker of a player. I did not expect to see some of the things that I've seen from him in most recent games, but Ant-Man's been showing up and showing out for sure.
Yeah. I mean I don't think he's like the best person we've ever seen, but he's carrying his games. He's always a top performer. Um,
Yeah.
and looking back in our staff notes, looking at the games played, I mean he's doing well, but there's still is room for improvement. I mean he's had some games that aren't phenomenal, but it's always doing good. So I'm gonna give him a solid A plus.
Fair enough. Very fair.
I always forget values only. Control Shift V. Always mess that up.
Nice.
Right into number two. Good old
On
alphabetical. Our
being.
fan favorite, my personal favorite. Good old clogged bean.
Interesting. Interesting. I
Now
think you've been slacking a little bit
I've
as
been
of recent.
slacking. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would agree with that. I haven't. I think I'm still playing good, but I'm not playing as good as I was last season. I've had a few games that have been mediocre.
I think
Um,
you've peaked.
and then for those of you that don't know, obviously we have been adding more members to um our CGN staff to help decide where people go on the list, and I try to leave it up to them to decide where I go. Obviously, I'll argue for myself a little bit, but I try to leave it up to them. And
Right.
in this past season, we decided I was A plus last season, but now I'm getting moved down to A, and I can't argue with it too much.
Yeah. You had some clips, but just because you got clips don't mean that you're winning games. And I noticed that devastating defeat you took in the Joust tournament probably hurt quite a bit as well.
What is with you and bringing that up with a
I'm,
devastating defeat? I'm so
I'm
confused
sure.
by
I'm
that.
sure it broke you inside.
You're trying to get me triggered for like the past week. It's just not working. Reddish saying B plus. Get out of here, Reddish.
Yeah, I mean, A is a little generous, but we'll give him the A. I mean, he's the owner of the server. We just
Oh my
we gotta
gosh.
we gotta attest to him here. I mean, he definitely had a hard loss in that Joust tournament, and I'm sure that broke him as a man. But
Don't understand what is happening right now. So no. The real talk is, I mean, I'm look back at notes and like my you say I haven't been winning. My win loss ratio is actually very good. The
Oh,
problem is
really?
what kills me here. What truly brings me down was that one Loki game. I
Yeah,
played like a
that's what I was
freaking
about to bring up.
D class player in that game. It
Whole
was
night
very
for you was
bad.
kinda rough. Yeah, he had a
Would
Zing
say
Zen game from that night too.
I had a that was a good Jing 10 game. I
It's all
was
right. It's
I was
okay.
like 4-0 and 20 like 30 minutes into the game.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, you know, you do
What?
okay. You do what you got to do. That's fine. That's
I
fine.
don't know
You have
why
good
you're trying
weeks.
to get me triggered so much.
I don't
I
know. I'm
don't
feeling
get it.
toxic. I'm feeling toxic. I'm sorry. I'll
I'm
shut
just
up.
so confused.
Just take the A. We'll move on to Brand.
Yeah,
Brand
Lolo's got my back. Hold on. He was out in the field with me. He knows what was up. We were in the trenches together.
still managed to lose. I didn't even play in the tournament most recent
uh,
one.
Zero
What is this
says,
guy
"Don't
going on
worry,
about?
be more still true to pop off an attorney." Oh, it still has to prove. Yeah, you can't be talking about attorneys. You haven't popped off yet.
Still Trude?
I don't know what that means,
Who
but
is this
I
guy?
think he's trying to say you didn't pop off. Anyways, all right, brand flakes.
All right. All right.
We know we haven't seen them. We know exactly where he's going.
We take him off. I mean,
Now we'll
we
leave him in there.
just gotta have somebody to fill this
You
spot.
gotta have someone in D.
Okay, all right.
Oh boy.
That's fair.
Now, I want to look back to see where we had Charcoal. Where did we have him last time?
Um, I think he's kind of been maintaining that B status. If you would ask me on a personal level, I think that he's doing what he needs to do at some points. At other points, he's he blends in right with the B crowd.
Yeah.
I
So
think the
last time we had him at B plus. And
yeah.
I remember I think last season he had shined a couple times in a few matches, and that's why we kind of bumped him up. But in this last time, I think we're bringing him back down to B.
Yeah, I think that there are some games like when you put him with the higher level games, then he kind of like he blends in, falls off a little bit. But when you put him in with the lower level games, he's definitely doing good. Not mediocre by any means. He's doing very good. So he's on his way up. I think it's just a little more showing up and showing out, making plays, that kind of good thing that you want to do as a jungler.
Mm-hmm. No, he's definitely good, but yeah, I think he fits that B role. As we've said before, he's like the epitome of a B.
Yeah,
and he does well. So shout out to Gibby in the chat. Don't worry, Gib, we're getting to you. You're on the list.
you're there.
Sussy and Gib both asking for their own tier.
Their own tier. Geez.
All right.
Roll out the red carpet for you.
Cows/drag my nuts.
Man, that's I seen some good Bacchus for sure. I've seen some very good Bacchus. I like well, there are like certain games that stick out in my head when I think about certain names, right? Like when and I don't have a very good memory. You can as well though. I cannot remember anything
We know.
over the years.
We know.
But if you can manage to get through into my head when I see you play one god in one game and you do that well, that definitely means something. And Cows is one of those players. I'm gonna say maybe like a B plus, if anything. That's maybe being a little low.
Now I'm gonna, since you don't have a great memory, I'm gonna have to bring him down a few. You may remember his Bacchus game. I don't necessarily. He has played in a couple of the higher ELO games occasionally, and I think he's got some things to work on. I'm very confident putting him in the C plus category.
Okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt here. I just seen that. That's what I'm basing off like what I do remember there. But he might have had some other games where they don't. He didn't exceed as much. I did have some issues for like 2 weeks in this patch where like I could not get Twitch to work. I just didn't cast like every game, so I did miss a couple here and there. So that's fair. I'll give you the benefit of the
doubt. So let's see. We're on to Diamond. Diamond ended last season in A. Now, I think heading into this season, Diamond was struggling big time. He had a lot of rough games, but I think he's on his revenge arc right now. He started having some decent games here and there. He also won the tournament, which, that's always big clout.
For sure.
Big clout. So I think based off of all of that, I think he holds his tier at A, which this is also back-to-back tournament wins for Diamond. So Diamond, keep it up.
Yeah, definitely good stuff from Diamond. I like to see that revenge arc.
Dyer's is also new to this patch. Diamond always trying to bring himself down. Sorry, I got distracted. He's always wanted himself to go down farther.
Goodness, he just wants to be in them low level games so he can exceed.
Yeah, he wants the scales tipped in his favor. Anyways, back to Dyer. Dyer's newer to the CGN games in this season. Looking back at notes right now, I think he plays well for sure. I think he can definitely hold his own for the most part. I'm excited to see more from him for sure. Right now, I'm feeling the B. He's solid, definitely has room to grow.
Yeah,
but can definitely show out.
Okay, fair enough. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Yeah. Oh, MZ, my sweet little MZ. I've got some very personal attachments with MZ here, so I'm gonna try not to get biased. But this man can cook, and I want to throw him. I think A plus is a little generous. I think A is pretty good. We don't get to see him in like every CGN just because of stuff going on. People have lives, and I understand that, but we do see him in a lot of our tournaments, and this man is definitely a high level participant in like every tournament I can think of in recent time. So
Yeah,
I say A is definitely where he belongs. At
I
least.
think I think he belongs right there as well. I would agree, especially just like looking who else is in the staff. I feel like right now with A, looking at the past, it's like these players is like you got to keep an eye on them, but they aren't owning the game. Like, but
Yeah,
if you sleep on them, they'll wreck you.
yeah, he's definitely not a sleeper. He's up there. Etherish.
Let's
That's a
see.
good one.
We had him at S last time, and then we
Right.
realized we had made a mistake because we had originally said back then that no one can be an S unless they can do it all. They can do all positions. And we had given him
Right.
a J for his jungle slash assassin. So we right off the bat after we did that, we realized we had to knock him down to A plus. Then going into the games and looking back at some of the games he played, we decided we may have been generous with the A plus as well.
Yeah,
And
he's definitely comfortable with he's got some comfort picks. And I think when you rely heavily on comfort picks, you're easily outbanned and you're outclassed. Once your couple main gods are taken away, your god pool becomes a god puddle and you're left with no sauce.
mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're gonna throw him in the A. I've also I'm not necessarily one to criticize on builds too much because I like to do some weird things and I don't necessarily keep up with the builds all the time, but I hear it a lot that he has some whack builds. But I also say this, if the build is whack and you cook, you're busted. So catch those
Okay.
W's and
Weird statement. That's interesting. I see Sussy Monkey in chat says you belong in M tier.
M tier. I couldn't agree more.
That's a very good one. I like M tier. That's a very random letter. Very far down there.
Oh,
Expectations coming up next. I've always had, dude, expectation. He's one. Okay, just like I mentioned with cows earlier, I've seen some very good things with the solo lane expectations. That Cerberus game that I remember from a while back. Oh my goodness, this man can cook. I
yeah.
say we give him maybe an A.
Yep.
And
I
A is
completely
pretty
agree.
good.
I completely agree. I think that's what we've been saying right here is like with everyone in here, it's like especially like if they're in the like the lower level lobbies, they cook for sure. But then once they hit the higher level lobbies, they don't stand out as much.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. That's a good argument. All right, who's next up is Fresh Prince Tajmir, the old Fresh Prince. Also seen some very good things from Fresh in recent time. Somebody who, if you mistakenly put him in these lower level lobbies, he runs games. He completely runs games. And when you put him in the higher level games, he's fair. He's definitely keeping his weight. I haven't seen him go feeder mode as of yet. He's definitely holding what he needs to do.
Yeah. I feel like once again he just fits that A category perfectly where it's like he generally plays well, lower lobbies, he'll dominate, and then occasionally you'll have that game where you pop off, but you might also have a not so great game.
Yeah, very fair. A is where he belongs.
Man, we're filling up the A's right now.
I know.
I feel like we've gotten a lot of A players as of recently, good or bad. People coming down or people going up.
Let's just work our way down. We'll see how long that lasts.
Funky Egg Foo. He's also newer to 11.4, or sorry, I guess it'd be 11.4 games. Let's look. I'm gonna look back and see the notes we have on him.
I remember a horse or game or two. The horror support. I'm a big fan of the horror support. I love that. It's not a super meta pick, but it's a very fun pick. And when you see it succeed, it's like, yes, that's how I feel.
Yep. Now that I'm refreshing my memory, definitely plays well, knows what he's doing. Doesn't look like he's necessarily popped off in any crazy fashion. And now that I'm refreshing my memory, I'm confident in giving him a B.
Man,
how do you feel about that?
All right, that's fair. I kind of what I've noticed. I don't think we discussed this beforehand. Is like we haven't gotten any picks where it's like, oh yeah, they just play this role. Like they're known to be this good with just this role, so they make it to this point in the tier list. Like when I was on here, I was in B plus, right? But I was only a support player, so like I made it there because of my good support plays.
Mhm.
And part of me is thinking like maybe I'm wrong and we should check notes to double check here, but I feel like I'm only remembering support gameplay from Funky Egg Foo.
So now you've been a little MIA in CGN meetings.
Right.
We are moving away from that. We're no longer
Lame.
now if you only play support, you're only going to be rated off support. But if you go into a different role, then that's going to get taken into account. So it's like you can still play your position and like that's fine. We base off of what we see. So it's like
That's fair.
So it's like it's whatever
That's
you play
fair.
is what you get judged off of.
Yeah, but I mean, people get forced out of their comfort roles at sometimes, and I think it's kind of yeah all right.
But
If y'all have a
that's part
system
that's
for
going to be
the-
part of what the rating is, where it's like how valuable are you to the team? Can you fill in positions when needed, or are you stuck to this one spot? Because that's going to bring you down because that hurts the team if you can only play this one spot, even though someone might be better than you in that spot. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm C tier. This sucks. I was unaware of this information, and knowing it now, I am very disappointed.
Well, I mean, don't worry. This next tier list, not this one, the one moving forward, we've got a lot of new stuff cooking on how we're doing it and how we're rating people. It's going to be, the next tier list is going to look very different than the one we have. Diamond's also pissed at me.
People love this tier list. I think there's no
it's gonna be obviously it's gonna be the same thing, but in terms of where people go, we're doing a much more in depth. It is gonna help or hurt people.
Right.
Overall, I would probably say most people will be moving down. It's gonna be a little more tough, but I mean, like you'll need to look more of like, okay, who am I in a list next to, not necessarily. Oh, I was in B, but now I'm in B minus. What the heck? I started playing better, if that makes sense. Yes, and Taco makes a good point. The standards to be in each tier will be more clear, and it will be good for especially people that are trying to get better. We'll be very easily be able to be like, hey, they'll be like, hey, why am I not in this tier? We'll be like, hey, this is what we think you need to improve on. This is where you're hurting in games. If you can bring this up, this will help you a lot. One, and two, it'll bring you up.
Okay, fair enough. I guess I misunderstood at first, but I think I'm agreeing now.
Yeah, we're this is like a whole like Word document that I'm trying to sum up in a couple seconds.
That's all right. Yeah, you got a good emphasis there. So we're moving on to Gibby here, the Gibbinator.
Gibby.
I like Gib. I don't know if it's just a name, but I like Gib.
Yes,
I've had a little talk with Gib. Gib's good. I like Gib. We're talking about just specific gameplay though. I don't know if I like Gib. He does okay. He does what he needs to.
Well, I slightly disagree. I'm looking back right now because I think he's only played in one game, if I remember correctly, and he cooked a little bit in that game. He did well for himself.
All right.
Based off the one game, looking back at our notes, he said he played like a B plus, which I mean for your first game in the server, I think is very respectable.
Yeah, depending on where you fare, depending on who you're jumping against. But I guess you guys are good at taking that into factor. But okay, I'll take your word there.
Yep, and he's also the first B plus of the list so far. Shout out Gib.
Another thing I'm noticing right now, I'm looking at the list, and we have a Sussy Monkey on here who in game is Moist Boy. Am I wrong about that?
Voice Boy? I'm not.
Moist Boy.
Yes.
What? I don't see that on the list.
Did I accidentally leave him off?
We might have accidentally left Sussy off. Lolo's not there. No way. We missed Lolo? Who the hell's
Oh my gosh, no! I'm sorry.
Cloud Bean? Missing Lolo?
CGN staff, we have all failed.
The forgotten? Okay, bro. I forget everything. It's not that crazy.
I'm so sorry, Lolo. Oh, alphabetical. Do we pass?
Okay, Diamond.
We're just gonna throw Lolo at the bottom. We'll get to him.
Yeah, we'll get to him. It ain't no big deal. He'll get his own tier anyway.
So then Sussy. Is Sussy Monkey, right?
We can put Monkey or Moist Boy. I like Moist Boy
We'll
a
just
little more, but Sussy Monkey is the Discord name, and we are
we'll
going
do
off of our
both.
Discord. All right, Sussy Moist Boy. Let's go with that. Sussy Moist Boy. Who came up with this?
Actually,
Where'd you get your
we're
name,
getting
Sussy
rid of
Monkey?
Moist Boy just because it goes over the cell.
All right,
So
that's
we'll
fair.
come back to them. All right, Gibnerd.
I don't remember Gibner. I mean,
You don't know who Gibnerd is? Oh
I
boy.
don't know who Gibnerb is, but obviously I know who Gibnerb is. I played a lot with Gibnerb,
I
but like
know.
hearing about performance from the most recent patch, I nothing's clicking here.
So he played in the tournament. He also, I think, played in one CGN. We have some notes about
Yeah.
him. He played fine, and I mean, I know even losing the first match, is always is a little rough.
Oh, wait. Okay, things are clicking. I'm remembering some gameplay here. Yeah, I gotta be honest with you, Gib. Gib, if I'm gonna be real to real here with you, this is man to man. Imagine me, Gibner, right now, and I've got the chair, and I'm turning the chair backwards to sit down on the chair, and I take my
Hey,
ball cap.
sport.
I'm taking my ball cap, and I'm turning the bill to the back of my head. I'm reverse wearing the hat, and this is me talking to you right here. You got a little W key in you. You got some W key at heart. This man will W key at anything. This man W keys, and that's a big issue with support, especially if you're not like a backline deep dive kind of. Okay, if you're playing like a Herc support or something like that, you know it is what it is. But me preferably, I like to play the hug butt support. I like to find my carry and just kind of like make sure that nobody touches him instead of trying to be the playmaker myself. And I think that doesn't exactly work with Gibnerb's picks as gods, especially like the Athena. You're not W King as Athena. I'm sorry, that's just not the move. You don't play frontline Athena. You play peel and engage, and then body block Athena. That's my cup of tea here.
So now, yeah, I agree with most of what you're saying, but I mean, I would say there's a time and a place for W King, and I would agree that there's only W King.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. If you know the time and place, and that's all good and well, that's fine and dandy. But if I feel like I've seen some situations with the old Gibby that, or not Gibby, but Gibnerb, that you shouldn't be W keying right there. You got to go back and do a little bit of peeling. That's what supports are known for.
Yeah, I feel like we're in consensus here. We bring him down to B.
B's fine. I like B.
All right. Jinchi.
Oh no.
Let me look back.
Ninja's bringing up the Morton men. That was a long time ago.
That was
a very long time.
That was
ago.
literally the first Joust tournament. It's like almost a year ago.
Those were a good time. That was a good time to be alive with Gib.
Jinchi.
That was a great time.
He's struggling a little bit. Yeah, he does all right sometimes. Sometimes he doesn't. I think he populates the first C of the list.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's fine. It's like I know him for one role, and then he also kind of like disappoints in the one role I know him for. that is kind of C+ material for sure.
Diamond goes, he's the best bronze player I know.
Okay, I like that.
Oh, it's funny.
Very good.
Jules, all right. Jules is hot and cold. He's will
pretty hot.
Pop off and go like 13-0 or go like 0-5.
You know, aside from one game that comes to memory where Kira gave him a little run for his money, shout out Kira. Definitely Jules has got some hot games. Jules is very hot in my opinion, but there are some cold ones. He's definitely got somebody's put some ice cubes on the grill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for the most part, there's a raging fire inside of Jules.
I think
I'd say A+. No, maybe not. No, I'd say A. Maybe
okay.
A.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, I was like, so far with A, if you look at Ant-Man, like he really hasn't had a bad game. We're like, I mean, I'm looking at the screenshots, and Jules had some less than average games, but he definitely does pop off at other times. So yeah, I'm in agreement with you on A.
All right, fair enough.
Jupe, good old Jupiter.
Joopy.
Jupe always cooks. I'm not gonna lie.
I look, if we're gonna talk about hot and cold, I think Jupe's got a little bit to answer for there too.
Aside,
Um,
actually, explain. I'm gonna look back at the notes while you explain.
all right, look back at notes and tell me what you see.
Well, you explain first the hot and cold, because right now I'm only remembering warm to the warm to. I'm only remember warm to the touch and hot.
I'm getting a little fuzzy here.
No, I think you might be. I think you might be sleeping on your support main buddy, because I think she's played support or solo just about every CGN. And I mean, I know there's been plenty of games where I'm banning, we're kind of target banning her.
Yeah,
and even then, and then still cooking. And right now, I'm trying to find a bad game, and it ain't happening right now.
All right, maybe I'm thinking of a season prior.
Now, I guess as I'm looking through, I guess I would say she's on the line, but I think she falls in A+.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Is like Jupiter definitely has some good games, but she's universal where you can put Jupe. You could put Jupe anywhere, and Jupe's going to find some type of success in one way or another, and that's good. That's like that universal knowledge is very good as a player. So, okay, A+ is fair. I'm sorry, Jupe. I didn't mean any disrespect by it. I am. I'm getting old here. I'm getting old. That's what it is.
Kira.
Yeah, Kira. I tell you, nobody has rise the ranks of the tier list faster than Kira.
Oh yeah.
We've been doing the tier list for a long time, but
yeah,
definitely started from the bottom, and now we're here. You know what I mean?
Starting the tier list, he was in this area, and then he saw the tier list and was like, "Ain't no way," and he locked in. And he's been. I'm looking back at the tier list, like he's been climbing. We left him off at. I think he actually. So actually, yeah, the last 2 ones he ended in B+. Or sorry, B-. But this past season, he's been cooking. He has been playing very well. I mean, they took second in the tournament, which was pretty good. And looking back at his games, he's done very well for himself. But I just gotta dig him down a little bit. He did lose to me in a duel with Hoi ability base after all the smack talk he was saying. So
all right, so we're still going off the duels. It's good to know. We got some very weird qualifications now for this brand new tier list we're doing. So duels still count. It's good to know.
Well, no, that was
the stream cloud being.
That was just me throwing shade at Kira. That wasn't tier list duel. That was pride and argument sake. We had something to prove on the sidelines.
Well, if we're gonna get down to just games here, I think Ninja in the chat said it best. Kira is standing on business.
Yep, B+. I have no arguments there. He is doing very well. I can't wait to see him in a couple of the higher level games and see how he performs.
I know. I'm trying to see him get humbled a little bit. I don't want to see him get A+. That would break me.
He's climbing. He is climbing. The Clono factor. I think that says it all.
The Clono factor. It is a very intense factor here. This is a dog right here. There are a few dogs in this tier list, and Clono's one of those dogs. Clono's got it inside of him. I tell you, he's got that beast. That hunger, you know what I mean? That insatiable hunger to just diff and diff game after game.
On a side note, is Diamond, are you talking to Kira or Clono? Yeah, even just looking at the chat, everyone's like, "Yep, Clono is up there." So we'll put him in S for now. There's no question of him being lower. The real question is he still the king of the hill?
I think he is, but all
right. He might be, but we'll wait to get there. All right. Kuma. I feel like Kuma is the fan favorite right now. I feel like everyone says positive things about Kuma. I don't hear anything bad about him.
I love a little Kuma in my life. That's for sure.
He definitely has been playing well for sure. looking back, it seems though as of now we're in agreement that he makes the A list.
Okay, yeah, definitely. At least the A list. I think the A list is a little less generous, but sometimes we want to give people a little more time to really show up and show out. And Kuma's, I don't know about relatively new. When did we get Kuma in? Maybe like this year? Was it this year?
I think it was this year. He's been around for at least long enough.
A couple of months.
Here, I guess I can. Let's see if he was on the first tier list.
Oh yeah, we can.
He was on the second tier list, so he wasn't here for the first one, but he was on the second one. He started off as a B, so not up to A. He's cooking.
All right.
And I do remember when we put him on B. I do remember this now because we played like one game, I think, and like we hardly saw him, so we were like, I don't know, we got to put him somewhere. We'll just throw him at B right now.
All right. Next on the list is Ninja.
Sorry, let me interrupt one more thing. Diamond saying Kuma's the best tank in the server, top tier.
Emotions, Cogbean. You're getting very emotional here.
I always speak with my hands. It's because I'm not playing, so my hands are free to do stuff.
Right. I see you're very tight. I'm not playing, so my hands got to do something here. You look like Sketch. All right.
Ninja.
Yeah.
Ninja was cooking last season. We moved her up to B. Really? She was cooking hardcore. I'm saying the previous one. Remember that was a Neath mid. She was hardcore cooking. She's definitely plateaued.
I think so. I think the plateau is definitely making sense here. I don't want to. I'm definitely not going to go for B plus. I think B, if anything, is already on the generous side.
I would agree.
I have some good Ninja games in memory here, and the old noggin. I've got a couple good Ninja games cooking up here.
It seems like she came out of nowhere, started doing really good, plateaued, and dipped a little bit as of really recent, like maybe the last CGN, and then didn't do very good in the tournament. So hopefully that was just a bad day, and we'll come back and keep cooking.
Right. Fair enough. Nuke Yo Mama. Nuke or Nuke? Is it Nuke? I thought it was Nuke Yo Mama.
I think it's Nuke. I think I just have a typo.
All right. Nuke Yo Mama. I've got some things cooking in the head here. Give me your thoughts first, though, Bean.
He's present.
Fair enough.
Not bad. Not carrying any games by any means. Okay. My thoughts are probably in the C plus range. Side note, really redeeming a hat off now of all times.
Somebody's got to do it. I've got so many points. I'm honestly thinking about saving up for a bucket hat, but
do it.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. Fair enough. I think C plus is good.
All right. Throw him in the C plus.
Look at Omens here. Dude, has Omens been playing?
Yes, he played 1 or 2. And it was kind of his revenge arc a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to look back to see if he did 1 or 2, but I do remember him cooking a little bit. He definitely we had him pretty low last time. I think it was B minus C plus because he was not playing well. But he came back and started playing solid. He was a solid B. He played well.
All right, B is fair. We have Omens there. He bounces around between B and B minus depending on performance, and I think that's pretty fair for Omens. I think it's where he's going to remain. But you could always show up and show out, Omens. We're waiting on you, Cowboy.
Yup. Papa Logan. Still pretty new to Smite. Made it to the semifinals in the tournament. Seen some little improvements here and there, but I don't think he gets out of.
No, he made it to the finals.
No, that's what I meant. Sorry, he meant second. He got second in the tournament.
Right. Number 2. You can always look good with the clono factor, but I did see some. I mean, he's got some things to learn. He's got some mechanics to learn. He's got some things to pick up here, more or less.
Yeah.
I think that he just needs to. At your point, Papa Logan, you can only get so good by just playing the game. At some point, you got to start watching YouTube videos. You got to start really digging in. I don't know about coaching, especially not paying for coaching. I don't know. I'm a little.
I disagree with that. I don't think you need to watch. I think he just plays the game pretty casually. doesn't have a lot of hours into it.
Oh, it's yeah.
But
I guess I don't know
I
the
think
playtime.
I think that's all it is. That's all there is.
All right, I'll take your word there. I don't know the playtime off the top. I'm assuming you're very close with Logan more than I am.
Reddish.
Oh, Redley do Dandy.
Reddish. The one thing I'll say about Reddish, he likes to talk trash.
Oh my goodness. Reddish wasn't like this, bro. When he first got in, when I first started talking to Reddish, he was a pretty chill guy, like pretty relaxed.
I mean, he's still chill. Like, but he
nah, bro. Reddish somebody put a bug in his ass. This man is on the edge of his seat at all times. He's just looking to like call somebody out for something. And whenever, dude, when was this? I think it was before the last tier list when he started talking some, and you're like, all right, let's 1v1. And you definitely put him in his place in a duel.
Yeah, a couple times.
Is that ringing bells?
Yeah, no, that wasn't that was a while ago. That wasn't this one.
Okay, well, still, I mean, that's what's ringing in my head, proud and true here.
Yeah. So what did we have him ranked last time?
Maybe like probably like a C or like a D plus or something.
Well, are you looking?
No, I'm not. I'll look right now.
You
Though.
should.
I'm
looking at notes real quick.
That's fine.
Because Reddish, I think he only played one game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he only played one game this round.
He's got a C plus to his name as of last tier list.
And I mean, this is how we do the tier list. I mean, if you only play one game, you get rated off that one game solely, and that's it.
Oh, fair.
And in that game, I remember now. I think he was playing against Vex. He was a Vulcan, I think, and he did not.
Vex had a Thoth.
He did not perform.
That was a rough look for Reddish. Yeah. Reddish, I gotta be honest with you, big dog. This is not looking good for you right now.
Yeah. I think it was a bad game for you, Reddish. But if you're only playing one game, that's the only game we have to go off of. So yeah, you're ending up in the C. You agree?
Reddish, it hurts to demote. I tell you, it plucks my heartstrings just a tiny bit. But let me tell you, you talk way too much shit. That's C grade, buddy. He said, "What game was that?" This man has no memory. I remember very well.
There it is. You literally were just talking about it. He's always throwing fireballs.
God damn it, dude. Just turn the oven off here.
Holy cow, bro. Reddish is throwing hands. All right. Let's keep it moving along. Steve. I don't think we saw Steve. We saw him last season. I don't think we've seen him this season.
Let's see if we have anything on our notes. Let me take a look.
I'm looking now. I'm not seeing his name anywhere.
You know, he's a working man.
He is. You gotta respect it.
He's also a bowling man.
I'm just gonna throw him in C. I believe that's where we had him last time.
Yeah. That right there is pretty good. That's pretty good. I'd say Steve is a C. I want to see you again, Steve. If you're watching this or you end up watching this, I want to see you sometime, Steve.
We miss you, Steve. We know you're busy, but we miss you. Yeah. Taco. Taco is another one. He is a part of the no mic game, and he don't need it because he cooks everyone.
That is like honestly what puts him from like A+ to S is like the fact that this person does not need any type of microphone. This man is so good with just VGS. Like he can communicate clearly more than like some people can with mics. It is crazy.
Yeah.
So adding that on to the stellar gameplay we get from Taco is absolutely S tier material. And just like we talk about with Jupe, Taco takes that to the next level in the sense that like they are finding success in every role, every lane. Like so much God knowledge, so much like just possibility for anything. Like, oh, I'm feeling cheesy. I'm gonna go Sylvanas jungle, and then goes like 30-0. Obviously, that's an exaggeration, but something of that sort where Taco is very flexible, very very flexible. Taco is like our Smite gymnast, extremely flexible.
Yeah, I mean you're just spitting straight facts right now.
Yeah. 5 gifted for Steve and C. What does that mean?
What did you say?
Amma says, can I see a 5 gifted for Steve and C?
I don't even know what that is.
Dude, R3, I think we put an F tier with Brandflay because this guy decides to sign up and then he says, I accidentally signed up for a Joust tournament. Dude, what? How do you not accidentally sign up?
Yeah.
I say F tier for R3.
No, the only reason I won't put him in there is because he didn't play in the tournament and he didn't play in CGN. So if you don't play, you don't get on the list. So
Okay.
good or bad, he's not on the list. Talk about Tilted for a second. I'm cooking over here for a second.
Good Lord, I love me some Tilted. I absolutely love me some Tilted in my life. This man completes me. This man is my rock. He's my rock and my hard place. I am stuck in between both of them, and both of them are Tilted. This is how emotionally attached I am to Tilted. There's a special place deep inside of my heart and my body that is reserved for Tilted. Cooks. We don't get to see Tilted very often in well, I don't think we've seen him at all this most recent update. Am I wrong about that?
I think you're right.
Didn't play in the tournament, didn't play in any CGNs, and that's it.
Yeah. So I know he played last one, so I mean, we'll just leave him where we had him last, and I think that's B, and I think that's right where he falls. Because we've both been playing with him on the side. I think that's where he would be.
I have been playing with him on the side.
Right.
You're there
side
sometimes.
Side note, R3 was saying 5 gifted subs for Steven C, and we got one. Diamond coming in clutch with that.
All right, where's your second bean? Is that where you're cooking up?
No. Let's see.
Okay.
I guess I'm happy with B+ considering I only played one game. Yep, Gib, that's exactly what we were saying. We want to see more of you because you definitely got something to show. So no, what I was cooking up was I was looking back and I was counting the wins and the losses versus Taco and Clono. And Taco's got an extra win on Clono.
Really?
Yeah. So does that mean Taco is therefore the king of the hill?
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. We usually do that last. There are some names we got to go through. It could be Vexation. It could be Lolo. We could have any king of the hill.
Fair enough.
Here.
Yeah, yes, Ninja. That would make Taco
the queen
bean.
Bean's queen for sure.
Tributes. I'm blanking here a little bit. I'm really blanking. You got anything for me?
I see a very blended in Tributes here. I think Tributes is really good at like fading in and out with the crowd. Tributes is definitely just kind of there for the ride.
Now, sorry to cut you off. I thought you were done. I remember now.
Might be cooking with that B-. I think that might be a pretty fair pick there. Maybe B.
So now I remember. I remember he played. Oh, we got a hype train going. I've never had one of those. R3 coming in with another sub. That's 2 out of the 5. There's my own tier for Sussy, Clono.
Actually, but I don't have my debit card hooked up to.
I really don't know what I've never had a hype train before. Let's go! We're hyped though! Woo!
Okay. Hearing the neighbors over here.
So anyways, tributes, what I was saying, the one game I think he played in was the Conquest tournament. My team faced his team. Lolo Dean coming in with the sub. Let's go! Let's keep the hype train going. That's 3 out of 5. Just you're gonna scream in my ear like that. Hey, let's get another sub, and I will scream in the mic right now as loud as I can. But anyways, we'll say it. My biggest theme about tributes is his alt. Bolts!
What is going on here?
Oh, it's just
Somebody clip it. Somebody clip it.
Diamond did. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Somebody clip the shit out of that, bro. Oh my god.
That is awesome.
So,
Is
I mean,
Mrs. Bean home? No, she's not home yet. It flew through his mic. Can you send a complaint? Not gonna be able to talk tomorrow.
Oh my god.
That's on your mic peaking. Oh my gosh. Oh, anyways, tributes. I think he lands himself in a C. Oh, sorry, a B. I know.
The attitude switch is so crazy, bro. You just screamed. You're like, tributes belongs to the B. No, he does. You're absolutely not wrong there. I think he blends in with the B crowd for sure. I think of those names in the B, and I think tributes is about that level.
Like, I've never seen tributes feed. I think at the bare minimum, if he knows he's outclassed, he'll play safe and do what he needs to do.
Okay, well this tier list is going off of the most recent season, the past month of games, but you're saying you've never seen tributes feed?
No, I'm saying in the tournament. That's because the only thing he played in this past season. I don't remember ever seeing him really feed.
Oh, you're saying in this season, but
yes, in history, I have seen tributes feed.
Okay,
I meant like in this patch, I haven't seen him feed, and I think he's held his own and played like where he needs to.
I was about to bust out some receipts here, not to embarrass anyone here. That's not what I mean, but I just can't let things like that slide.
Got to keep everyone honest.
Yeah.
Yes, Arthur, we have seen you feed.
I see. Let's take a look here at Vibe Ninja.
Ninja. I just typed in VB and there's a couple of typos there.
The one trick. This is the one trick person I was looking at in previous time. This is the one trick that I've seen. A little bit of popping here. A little bit of popping off. Nothing absolutely crazy out of the norm, but we do like to see some popping here for the Vibe.
I don't know if I would say popping. I'm trying. I think he's only played 2-ish games, and I think he was on a team. Both games, I think he was on a team that completely dominated. And even that, like, I mean, I'm looking at these games. His stat lines are not pretty.
Oh.
And especially, and what's in his main position. Welcome to the tier list, guys, where Mort doesn't remember anything.
Oh god.
Thank goodness we have other staff members.
Yeah.
Mort's just a pretty face when it comes to the tier list.
Yeah, I'm a hot cock.
You got the sexy morning voice for the radio.
Thanks, y'all.
So I'm gonna land him in C+. I think we could I think he definitely has potential to move up, but just based off of what we have to go off of, that's where we're putting him.
All right, fair enough. Waste Yeti. I don't think I said that right.
I don't. You just call him Waste. I don't know.
All right, we'll call him Waste. Nothing completely fuzzy here. I'll admit when I'm in the doubt and the wrong. I'm gonna go strictly off of the notes here, and the notes are overall summarizing a where is our Waste at? Oh, a B+. Oh, not bad.
He wants to say hello. Sitting here screaming at me. Waste is cooking. He's cooking. Okay. Yeah, I agree. He's doing well for the couple games that we've seen him. Hope to see him tonight because doing well.
All right, and we're going on to XX Vexation XX, otherwise known as Sexy Vex. He's on his comeback arc. Yeah,
he had to leave the server for a little bit, and he came back, and he's on the rise. I want to see where we had him off last time. I think it was like B- or even C+.
Yeah, you got to fix your mental up a little bit, and that's fine.
It was B-, and I think he's coming back. He's starting to play better. He's not getting tilted as much for sure. I definitely think he moves up.
Okay, fair enough. I think B is good. I think B is Vex level for sure. We go with B. Little to B. Moving on to we missed him on the list here, but we got him recovered. A little bit of Lolo Dean.
Let's go. Let's jump to Sussy real quick.
Okay.
Um,
The Sussy tier.
just because I was looking at notes for Sussy right now.
Oh, okay.
We only had him in the tournament. Obviously he won.
That's
So
Dubs.
that's dubs. I mean, he
Hey.
played well. I mean, I like when we were commentating on it, like I think he was when in the game where Klono was on her and he was Chiron. I think I'm watching it. I thought Klono was obviously doing better, but I mean, Klono's an S tier, so like it's gonna be hard to beat him. So I think he deserves B plus. I think he possibly can go higher, but just off the tournament, he gets that B plus. He's a force to be reckoned with.
Hey. We got a lot of A tiers already. Let's flip to B plus. That's fine. We'll do B plus. We got a lot of A's here. I like what I saw from the Choo Choo game, the Kuchulain. I only say Kuchulain because Bean hates when I say Kuchulain instead of Kukulin. He had a really good Kuchulain game, I think. I like what I see. I like a good Kuchulain. And okay, we'll go with B plus, I guess. That's fine.
Okay, looking back for Lolo. Did he not play in any games this patch?
Play in the tournament.
I know he played in the tournament.
He took along with you, he took a heartbreaking
Oh,
defeat.
wait, hold up. Here he goes. I see him. He played in the game. It was the one when Red Noon was Hades. And he dusted him that game.
Oh no, dude. Oh no.
I think Lolo is a B. I think he always has, and I feel like in most positions I've seen him play, he's always done well, and especially the punishment he gave Red in that game. I think we need to see a little more Lolo. We need to see you more, but I think you obviously I was a little biased because I'm on your team, but I thought you played well in the tournament as well. I think we're giving you a solid B.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's fine. That's more than fine. I guess. So I'll take
Hades game.
I'll take it.
Hades game was horrendous. The Hades game was hilarious. It was so painful to watch.
It was hilarious to watch. I loved every second of it.
All right. Now we come to King of the Hill.
Well, we start at the top of the tier list, of course, because that's, we're not gonna let some B tier compete with an S tier. That goes against our regulations. So, as you mentioned earlier, if we're going strictly off of stats, we do see that Taco has more dubs over Klono here.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Very, very interesting. As much as I'd like for Klono to be our reigning champion here, I think that Taco may or may not be getting the cake and the icing and also be eating it here. And that's my argument.
Yeah, and honestly, because when I think back on all the games that we've had, with all the games we've played, and try to think about their performance, the one game that sticks out in my mind was Taco's Morrigan jungle. It was disgustingly good and painful. I think.
Yeah.
I think Taco moves up. I think he takes the cake for this one.
Taco, congratulations. Welcome to the King of the Hill. We hope you enjoy your stay. All right, everyone. That was a good time.
We
tier list update.
Ended with no B minuses. Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah,
we have a vacant spot right here.
Almost like it's a non-necessary tier. Unnecessary, not non-necessary.
Move people down, just bring everyone down. I mean, I feel like in general, we lost a couple S's. A plus is not as populated. A is a lot more populated. I feel like people are starting to fall through the cracks, and that's why we have this.
What?
The empty.
Oh, yeah. We did need it at one point in time, and that time is not now. We will keep further eyes on these games and see how they go. That being said, thank you everyone for showing up here.
Yep.
This was a great time. Cloud Bean,
what's up?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was gonna change tunes a little bit. What are you gonna say?
So, I noticed that we have 2 of our stream team members both streaming right now.
Yes, sir. Now, before I say that, before I was gonna get to that,
Yeah.
if you haven't signed up, guys, sign up for the CGN tonight. We're about to make teams here shortly. But yeah, we got 2 of our members live right now. So, oh, I actually only see 1. So, Sussy Monkey, I love you too.
Love you too.
You had a lot of
Sussy
raids
lately.
Yep, we're gonna raid our good old reddish unicorn. We're gonna see if he's playing like a C or if he's like playing like an A. I hope y'all stick around and find out. I am. Hey, he wants to shoot shots. Shots are coming right back at him.
All right. Good luck with that, Reddish.
Stay tuned, y'all.